If the history of survival on Earth were recorded, one name would appear chapter after chapter. For over 230 million years, this planet has tested life in every way imaginable. Asteroids rained down from the heavens. Oceans rose and receded. And long stretches of bitter cold reshaped entire continents. Most prehistoric species could not endure these changes. They disappeared, leaving no descendants behind. Yet through all the upheavals in Earth's history, one lineage has endured to this very day: the Crocodilians. This video explores the remarkable survival of crocodilians through the Ice Age. Before we uncover how they did it, we first need to understand just how dramatically the world around them changed. First off, make sure to subscribe before we dive into the story. It really helps us keep bringing these fascinating tales to everyone. The Ice Age began roughly 34 million years ago. As Antarctica drifted farther south, ocean currents shifted, isolating the continent and allowing massive ice sheets to form. That change set off a chain reaction that gradually cooled the entire planet. But this was not a constant freeze. The Ice Age moved in cycles, and one of its most extreme phases was the last glacial maximum, occurring just over 20,000 to 30,000 years ago. During that time, global temperatures dropped by more than 6 degrees Celsius, and ice expanded dramatically. At its peak, vast ice sheets, some stretching several kilometers thick, covered large portions of North America and Europe, reaching even Asia and South America. In total, close to a quarter of Earth's land surface was locked under ice. These were not small changes. They altered entire ecosystems. Habitats shifted, climates became drier, and food sources grew scarce. Many species were pushed beyond their absolute limits. Reptiles, in particular, faced a lethal challenge. During earlier warm periods like the Eocene, they had flourished. Large terrestrial predators, massive snakes, and even land-dwelling crocodile relatives such as Sebecity occupied dominant roles in many ecosystems. Warm temperatures had allowed them to grow large and remain highly active. But as the climate cooled, those advantages began to disappear. Because reptiles rely on external heat to regulate their bodies, the cold slowed them down, reducing their ability to hunt, move, and reproduce. Many species shrank in size, retreated to the shadows, or vanished entirely. And yet, when we look across all reptile groups, one stands out. A group that not only survived, but remained large, widespread, and dominant in its niche: the crocodilians. Which raises a remarkable question. How did a group of animals that depend on warmth manage to outlast one of the coldest chapters in Earth's history? To understand how crocodilians endured the Ice Age, we need to look even further back, because their story of survival did not begin in the cold. It began hundreds of millions of years earlier. The ancestors of modern crocodilians, known as early crocodilomorphs, first appeared over 230 million years ago. They were close relatives of the dinosaurs, part of the same broader group of archosaurs, sharing the world during one of the most competitive periods in Earth's history. And from the very beginning, survival was never guaranteed. The first major test came during the end Triassic extinction, around 201 million years ago. This event reshaped life on land, wiping out many dominant groups. In the aftermath, only certain lineages remained. Early crocodilomorphs were among them. Millions of years later, a far more cataclysmic event would follow. The Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction, roughly 66 million years ago. It led to the disappearance of all non-avian dinosaurs and nearly 3/4 of all life on Earth. Entire ecosystems virtually collapsed. Yet once again, crocodilian ancestors endured. They found refuge in relatively stable environments, surviving in niches where others could not. By the time global cooling intensified during the transition into the Ice Age, many large reptiles were already in decline. The world was becoming less forgiving, especially for species that depended on stable warmth and abundant resources. And still, crocodilians remained. Crocodilians had now passed through multiple global crises and entered the Ice Age already tested by extinction, environmental collapse, and dramatic climate shifts. They had survived where many others had not. But the real question is this: what exactly allowed them to do it? And this is where the story becomes more fascinating than ever. What makes crocodilians so remarkably resilient is not a single adaptation, but a combination of traits working together over deep time. When climates shifted, ecosystems collapsed, and temperatures dropped, most large reptiles struggled to cope. Crocodilians, however, followed a different path. One of their greatest advantages lies in how little energy they actually need. Crocodilians run on a slow metabolic system, meaning they burn far fewer calories than warm-blooded animals of similar size. An adult crocodile can go for months without eating, and in some cases even longer. In harsh environments where food becomes scarce, this ability changes everything. While large predators like Smilodon depended on frequent, successful hunts to survive, crocodilians could simply wait. They didn't need constant intake. They needed patience. That patience is closely tied to where they live. Water, unlike air, changes temperature slowly. Even during periods of global cooling, rivers, lakes, and wetlands tend to remain more stable than the land around them. By spending most of their time in these environments, crocodilians effectively shielded themselves from rapid climate swings. They can stay submerged for extended periods, slow their heart rate, and carefully regulate how oxygen is used within the body. In a world becoming increasingly unstable, That kind of control provides a quiet but powerful advantage. When conditions become extreme, some species take this even further. Modern alligators, for example, enter a state known as brumation when temperatures drop too low. It's similar to hibernation, but not as deep. The body slows down, movement nearly stops, and energy consumption is reduced to a minimum. In freezing conditions, individuals have even been observed resting beneath ice, keeping only their snouts above the surface to breathe. It's not an act of resistance, it's endurance. While other animals are pushed beyond their limits, crocodilians simply pause and wait for conditions to improve. Food, of course, remains a critical factor in survival. And here again, crocodilians benefit from flexibility. They are opportunistic feeders, capable of consuming fish, birds, mammals, carrion, and almost anything else they can overpower or scavenge. This broad diet allowed them to adapt when ecosystems were disrupted. Compare that to highly specialized species like Titanoboa, which relied heavily on specific environmental conditions and prey availability. When those conditions changed, survival became far more difficult. In contrast, crocodilians do not depend on a single food source. When one type of prey disappears, they do not struggle like specialized predators. They simply switch to something else. They are highly opportunistic feeders with a remarkably adaptable diet. This dietary flexibility serves as a critical survival advantage, allowing them to thrive in diverse environments. During the Ice Age, food sources often collapsed and changed quickly. Animals that relied on one type of prey could not adapt in time. But crocodilians could keep finding food. That ability helped them maintain energy and survive when many others could not. Equally important is how they hunt. Rather than expending energy chasing prey over long distances, crocodilians rely on ambush. They wait, often completely still, until an opportunity presents itself. Then, in a brief burst of speed, they strike. This method requires far less energy than active pursuit hunting. During times when every calorie matters, that efficiency can be the difference between survival and collapse. In a sense, crocodilians don't just survive in difficult environments, they minimize the cost of living in them. Their physical design reinforces this strategy. A crocodilian's body is built for durability and efficiency. Their powerful jaws deliver one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom, capable of crushing bone with ease. Their skin is reinforced with osteoderms, bony deposits that form a kind of natural armor. This makes them both effective predators and difficult targets. Injuries can be fatal to many animals, but for crocodilians, it's different. They can endure and recover. It's a design that favors survival over speed, strength over elegance. Another reason crocodilians still exist today is geography. Contrary to popular imagery, the Ice Age did not turn the entire planet into a frozen wasteland. While massive ice sheets covered large portions of the northern continents, tropical and subtropical regions remained. These areas became refuges, pockets of stability where life could continue. Crocodilians were already distributed across many of these warmer regions, particularly in parts of Africa, South America, and Asia. As colder climates expanded, their range may have shifted, but crucially, it never disappeared entirely. Some populations always remained within survivable zones. And then, there is another reason, involving time. Crocodilians are not newcomers adapting to a single crisis. Their lineage stretches back over 230 million years, surviving multiple mass extinction events long before the Ice Age ever began. Each of those events acted as a kind of filter, removing species that could not adapt while leaving behind those that could. Over time, this process refined a lineage that was not just capable of surviving change, but almost built for it. What we see today is the result of that long history, a design tested again and again under the harshest conditions imaginable. But that's not all. Even their biology backs up this incredible resilience. Crocodilians possess strong immune responses and an impressive ability to recover from injury. In environments where disease, infection, and physical trauma can quickly become fatal, this adds yet another layer of protection. Survival is not just about avoiding danger, it's about enduring it when it comes. When all these factors come together, they finally provide the answer. Exactly how crocodilians managed to endure the Ice Age. Crocodilians are not the fastest, nor the most specialized, nor even the most dominant in every environment. But they are among the most balanced. And in a world defined by change, balance is often the most powerful advantage of all. That is why, while so many powerful species vanished, crocodilians endured, not by outcompeting everything around them, but by quietly outlasting it. Looking at the bigger picture, a clear pattern appears. Many Ice Age giants like the woolly mammoth and Smilodon were highly specialized. They relied on specific environments and food sources. When those conditions changed too quickly, they could not adapt. Crocodilians took a different path. They don't require a perfect habitat to thrive. They simply need one that is stable enough to endure. This ability to inhabit diverse ecosystems and withstand harsh shifts in climate became their ultimate strategy for outlasting the Ice Age. It is a quiet reminder that in nature, survival is not always about being the biggest or the strongest. Crocodilians have proven that slow and steady can sometimes be the key to lasting survival. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more fascinating content coming next. Thank you for watching.